Thanks for tuning in to another Strivemont video. And before we get started, you guys already know the routine. Hit the like, hit the sub, and let's get into it. So the first stock we're going to be talking about. By the way, this is going to be a new segment called the Sunday Stock Talk. Alright, it doesn't get any better than that. That being said, let's get into Intel. So looking at the 4-hour chart, as you guys can see, we had a sell-off over here and then a nice reversal. So I drew out a channel for you guys. And also one thing I want to note, we talked about this, I believe it was last episode or the one before that, and we had this resistance covering the lower highs. And what happened is, as we broke out of the SMA line, we tested that resistance. However, we broke down, but we made a higher low and continued upwards. That being said, there's a lot of support and strength in the stock. And now we tested the high over here around 52.62. And we saw the same thing where we broke down again. However, we might find support around this lower high over here of 51.53 and continue upwards. Now, as we begin to get closer to earnings, we might see a run up to around this 50% retracement level. So that's a very bullish case for Intel, and we'll see what happens. That being said, let's talk about SQ and PayPal. So these are basically moving at the same rate, right? They're basically like the same charts. Let's look at PayPal. We're seeing the same pattern at the moment. And one thing I want to talk about is Target real quick, because I noted this on last episode before we had this breakout over here. And I saw this pattern where we made a run to the all-time high, followed by a pullback, then testing that all-time high again, then breaking out of it. And as we broke out, we made the movement to another all-time high, followed by a pullback, then the test, and then we broke out. Now this same pattern is happening in SQ and PayPal, right? What we're seeing is the run up to the all-time high, followed by the pullback. Now we're going to be testing this all-time high, as you guys can see here, and we're going to have that breakout. So we might expect a move. I can't see the percentage over here. We might expect a 15% movement. And, this doesn't have to happen. We could have a double top over here, followed by weakness. However, these are two fundamentally strong stocks. And I believe as long as the market continues to hold up, we'll be pushing to around the 300 level sooner or later. So keep an eye out for that. Next stock is going to be AMD. AMD, we also had a nice, very strong bounce off of the SMA line. So that shows a lot of strength in the stock. And as we held above the 100% retracement level, I drew this Fibonacci covering the last high over here. We'll be most likely testing those higher highs sooner or later. So based off of this price action, let's see what happens Monday. When Monday comes, if we hold on to this line, and we'll see if we continue upwards to testing all-time highs. That being said, next stock is going to be Nvidia. Nvidia is also one of my favorites. We're seeing this wedge action currently. And right now, we're just waiting for that catalyst to come through, right? Maybe we might have a technical breakout before the catalyst comes, because this is getting very tight, so we might be seeing a movement sooner or later. However, that catalyst that we're all expecting at the moment is going to be that ARM deal being completed. So that could have that could propel us about 21% upwards if we do get that deal completed. However, if we do end up breaking out without any news of the deal, but then we get news that it did fall through, this would really hurt the stock price. So keep an eye out on the ARMS deal. Let's see what happens. But if they do announce that it's completed, you guys are going to want to go long in this because it's going to run like crazy. That being said, the last stock is going to be Apple. And I want to talk about how we had this double top over here, followed by the rejection. But I drew out a channel for you guys, and what we're seeing is that we're making higher lows. So as we continue to make higher lows, once we had this rejection on the double top, we made the higher low over here, and we continue upwards. So we might be seeing another test before earnings, and then maybe a possible breakout. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you could leave a like and subscribe, it helps out. And take care.